And welcome everybody to Crypto Rosetta. My name is Savage, and today we're going to be having a look at Bitcoin. Before we jump into the price action, I just want to say thank you for watching. If you're enjoying that content, smash that like button. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, turn on those bell notifications so you never miss a video. Why not leave us some feedback down below? Okay, so let's get into it. So for the most part, this option is still viable. The problem with that I have with this count now is that this does potentially look to be forming a triangle, but it could also just be a WXY, and then we start to move away. So within this, we're still looking for that evidence of having an additional third wave to the upside. That 1618 would sit here at this 25281. If we did move above that, that would potentially confirm this third wave, though we'd actually have to wait for that fourth and the fifth to the upside. So within this structure here, like I said, we could argue that we could be looking to start this move, and we'd be looking at this as a 1 and a 2, and then actually looking for this to progress up for a 3, 4, 5, looking to reach us into these zones, and then potentially coming back, setting a fourth, and then actually looking to push up one more time. So depending on exactly where this third wave ends, we could be looking for this fifth wave target to push up potentially either into this box, or if we do get a little bit of extension in here, which wouldn't surprise me, to be looking at how deep this wave 2 is, we could look to actually push up a little bit higher here. And some of the target zones that could change for this wave 3, if we do look to push up, would be potentially it might look to move up more towards this 2.618. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. But the typical area would be this 1618. But we can also see that this would line us up actually here for a triple top. So we'd have to be careful that if we did get a move up here into this zone, that we did actually find this fourth support and look for this fifth. Alternatively, we could just see a three-wave move up here and then actually still look to progress to the downside. So we need to just be a little bit careful within that. We're going to discuss that bearish potential as well. But for as long as we actually hold this 23574 zone, we can still argue that we could be looking for a five-wave structure to the upside here. But yeah, this shape here is not giving me a lot of confidence. It is also, like I said, possible we could look at this as a triangle where this becomes an A, B, C, D, we form an E wave, and then we actually break down one more time, and this becomes an A, B, and a C, like this. So, we need to be aware of these things. If we did break down from this point and we were looking for that low there, 1 to 1 would actually be this 23,252. So that would be interesting. So, and if this extends out a little bit deeper, we could see this 23,000 zone come into play and potentially look to actually retest this channel line as well. So this is stuff that I'm just keeping an eye out for. If we do lose this low, it would become more likely actually though that we are within this count where we're looking for the potential of a bigger fifth wave, and what we'd be looking for would be actually coming down into this lower zone here. Apologies, there we go. So this is be our key zone. We can also, like I said, look at this whole move potentially as a corrective structure. And what we'd be looking out for is even if we do move up here one more time, we'd have to be careful that we don't see something like this, and then actually we still break down where this becomes a W, an X, and a Y to the downside. And then basically what we'd be looking for is actually that lower target here, like I said, between this 23,242 to this 22,127. For as long as we remain above this red line area here, this 21,351, we can look for that bullish potential still to the upside. And we could still look for that potential to actually extend up here, where this becomes a 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a 5. And we could see that if we had something like this play out, we could potentially actually look to challenge that top channel with that wave 3. So that would be a neat way of doing it. If we did move down to the 618, which is actually sitting at this 22,775 from our current location, that would be potentially a retest of some of this support zone here. And then actually if that holds, we could look for this move to the upside here, where we've just actually had a more complex wave 2 here, which should indicate that effectively what we should get for this wave 4 should be quite a simple move, but we'll have to see how that plays out uh, when the time comes, if we do get this move up here. So yeah, I mean, we need to still also be careful. We're looking for this potential for this bigger third wave. if we just form a three-wave structure up here, once again, we need to be on that lookout for the fact that our count could be our count could be slightly out and potentially we've completed further back here, even though it really wouldn't fit into the count. Um, but we could argue potentially we have something like this as a flat within this move. So, there are a lot of possibilities, but the most probable one, in my opinion, is that we still have this upside. If we do start to break down and we lose this 2217, then my next sort of third count would be actually that we could be looking to come back down into this zone here, where actually we have completed. Because like we've said in the previous videos, technically speaking, we have actually met this bigger target of this. We've come up to this 1-to-1 pretty much. It's not exactly, but it's taken this third wave high. We have moved up to that 1-to-1. So this fifth wave could technically be completed in here, and we could actually be looking for this bigger retracement to the downside for a bigger wave two, and or a B wave. Though we also need to be aware, we can potentially also count this as a fourth wave, so we need to just be cautious of that fact that we don't start to form bigger impulsive structure to the downside and actually take out this low of this 15476. Once we start losing the 17100 zone, it becomes more likely that we could be looking to actually continue to the downside. So a back test to some of these levels would be good if we're looking for that impulsiveness, and we'd want to see this hold, and then we'd be looking for that possibility of looking for this um, move in a more bullish way, where this becomes basically this whole move here becomes a 1 or an A, we get a B, and then we look to push up again. So I'll be also keeping an eye on this channel line. If we do start to break down here deeper, this could be an interesting zone of support where we could look to find it and then actually look to push to the upside. So we're going to have to just keep an eye on that as we move down. If we do lose this 21,351, like I said, this would be my next target that I'd be looking for. And what we'd be looking out for here. So this is just something that I've been keeping an eye on. Sometimes we can get these moves building up like this, and we actually have a series of ones and twos. So this is looking for the potential to actually have that bigger move down and actually take that to 21,351. So the way we'd have to look at it within this current structure is we'd actually we'd actually have to look potentially, yeah. I mean, if we do actually move down past this 21,966, then we could look for this additional fourth and a fifth wave, and then that would look to take us into this box area, which is sitting at this 21,740 to this 21,384. If we do move down to those levels, we'd have to anticipate the fact that we could still get this as an additional third and fourth. So that retracement to the upside, I'd be looking out if we do move into this zone between this 2334 to this 22906. If we did face rejection there, once again, we'd be looking for that additional fifth wave to the downside, though. At this point, we'd have more structure to count off of, so we would be able to get a better idea. If we did break this low, like I said, we'd be looking for those lower lows. And if we do move down in this fifth wave towards this 22,287 to this 20,807 area, then we can look for this possibility of forming a zigzag down here for a B wave or a wave two, in which case we could be looking potentially. It depends where we come up to within the structure. It depends where this B wave actually completes, but we could look towards this 19,798 at a 1-to-1, and that would be off that 618. But basically, we could look at some of these other fib levels, which could be important. This 19,610, for instance, here. Yeah, this whole range really can be that wave two. So we'd have to just monitor the subwave structure at this point. Once we get a decent A wave confirmed, we can look for that B and the C to the downside. But yeah, for the most part, until we actually break this 23,574, we need to just be aware that we could also build ones and twos to the upside here. At the moment, like I said, I'm counting this as a five-wave structure. So if this is a wave two within this zone, we could still argue that we have to come up again. And I'll jump onto the hourly here. what we could see is a move like this where we do actually come up as an A. We form a B wave here, we come up for that C wave, and then actually we look to come back into this zone here, this 24,946 to this 24,574. Uh, this structure here at the moment is not giving me a lot of confidence though. Like I said, we can argue that we've got a WXY here and then we're going to start to build some structure, but really we don't want to lose this point of this 23,611. Otherwise, that potential invalidates, and then you know we can potentially still look at this as an A, B, and then potentially come down a little bit more, but there's not much space. That's a problem. So this 23,574 is pretty much the cutoff for that bullish look to the upside here, where we get this as a 1 and 2. If we break below that, then either this is a flat correction here or something to that effect. We could argue from further back here we have a flat. It's a A, B, C. Yeah, I mean, we're going to have to give it a bit of space and see, because it is looking quite choppy and corrective in this area. So that's what I'm looking out for. If we lose this zone, see if we find support in that support zone we talked about, and then look for that push to the upside. If this fails and we lose this 23, 21,351, then I would be looking for the potential to actually form this bigger ABC pattern to the downside here. Obviously, if we do form a bigger 5-wave move like this, we would have to then be careful within this C wave here. If this starts to extend down too deep, then it could be the fact that we are actually within that we've completed that fourth wave, and then we're actually looking for a bigger fifth wave to the downside. So we've got to be a bit cautious with this. It could still break down. We need to just monitor these moves and see how these play out. If we do get that push up again, then we'd be looking for basically that this B wave to complete afterwards. However, we need to be aware that we could still look at this as starting its move to the downside already. Okay, so I'm going to leave the video there. I hope you found it useful. If you did, please smash that like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, turn on those bell notifications so you never miss a video, and leave us some feedback down below. Also in the description, you'll find a link to Discord. Come check it out. It is free to join. Once in the general chat area, just mention a member of staff and we'll be happy to help you out with anything you may need. In the description below, you'll also find affiliate links for BYBIT and PrimeXBT, both great exchanges that we use on a regular basis. Check them out if you don't have an account with them. Using the affiliate link does help support the channel, and we do appreciate it. There are deposit bonuses, which more information can be found through clicking on the links below. So check it out on the website. Everyone, have a great day. We'll see you in the next one.